Good afternoon and welcome to this week's issue of Print21, the weekly TV news bulletin for the printing industry, brought to you by Print21, the industry's media hub. Sponsored this week by Foxhill, trade supplier of labels, stickers and point of sale items. News this week is bright, led by Victoria coming out of restrictions, no new community transmissions across Australia, and the scientists around the world telling us that a vaccine is on its way and the first jab should be available by March. Great news. Also great news this week for the printing industry is a new report, in-depth report by Smithers, the global research analyst, who are predicting that packaging, or the value of packaging, will rise by 24% over the next decade, up by $250 billion US dollars. That's a billion Australian dollars every day of the year extra to go at. That Smithers says the rise will be led by an aging population, a growing population, by versioning, by diversification, by trace and track and protection. The trends, it says, are irreversible. For printers, packaging of course represents a great opportunity. Many printers have already moved in there. It's not, of course, simply a matter of buying a packaging oriented press, much more to it than that. But packaging, labels and packaging does represent a great opportunity for many commercial printers. Also out this week in news, a survey by Ascent Partners, a print industry finance house, Richard Rasmussen's business, reveals the full horror of the COVID outbreak as far as print is concerned. 30% of printers showed losses in excess of 50% of their sales. For most printers, COVID has been a very difficult time. They've only been sustained by JobKeeper, by the rent situation and by the insolvency situation. All those stimuluses will be coming to an end, but hopefully they'll be coming to an end as COVID comes to an end. Only 2% of printers, according to the survey, are looking to close their businesses, with another 10% looking to merge with another printer. Some two-thirds, 64%, are looking to trade on and believe that the 21-22 year will be a much better year than, in fact, the pre-COVID year. It's been a big week in the USA, as we all know. All kinds of machinations going on over there. And for printers, a story with a warning about Donald Trump's election campaign. The Trump re-election fund in Wisconsin, one of the swing states, had $2.3 million stolen from it by hackers. The hackers got into invoices sent by 4 printing companies, direct mail companies, merchandising companies, and stole the details, stole those invoices, put in new ones with false details, and the Donald Trump's re-election campaign fund then paid the $2.3 million to those false invoices, false bank accounts. A warning there to printers with invoices, whatever size, particularly large ones. Make sure you're on the phone following up and rechecking that all the details that they're going to pay to are correct. Hackers are a terrible bunch of people and will take advantage of you wherever they can. Still in the US, or originally in the US, it's the end of the era for Goss, the mighty web offset manufacturer. Its presses will no longer be made. It's now fully integrated into Manroland, the new company Manroland Web Offset Systems. Here in Australia, there were 2 or 3 big Goss commercial machines, the 80-page machine at AIW, Peter Clark's business before he sold it to IVE. But there were many more regional cold set machines in regional newspapers, the Magnums and the community presses. They will be no more. End of an era. They say everything changes. That's it for this week's issue of Print21. Go to print21.com.au for all these stories in full and more. Latest details on the exhibitions, FESPA going ahead, Interpack going ahead. Thanks to our sponsor Foxhill. That's it from me, Wayne Robinson, wrapping up for another week.